What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Real Estate Podcast. It's episode 103. I'm here with Griffin.
I'm here with Trev.
And I'm here with Adam.
And this week we watched From Russia with Love.
Yeah.
And True Detective season finale.
What are we going to go into first?
I mean, which one was better?
True Detective season finale.
Yeah, let's do it, man. What do y'all want to say about it?
Well, I like the way that it ended.
Yeah.
Like, I was super
I didn't
bummed.
expect it. I was
happy. I fucking hated it at first.
Because you were like, really?
When it cut off, it took me like an hour of digesting what the fuck I just watched. And I don't know. I think it's left. I think it's an open-ended ending.
How's it open? Because you don't know what happened to the wife?
Well, here's the thing, man. Maybe because I'm just.
We do know what happened to the wife because he posted online. They had to cut it for time, but we know what happened to the wife. He said it online.
Oh, I didn't see that.
I didn't see that.
I went digging. I had to know. That was the only mystery. I'm like, wait a minute, what happened to the wife?
Yeah.
They had to cut it for time. Did y'all notice that the last episode was an hour and 16 minutes long?
No.
Yes.
All of the others were shorter.
Here's the thing. This season was good, but like all True Detective, this encompasses season 1 and everything. It's good TV, but these episodes are fuck all long because there's so goddamn much they spin at you.
Yeah.
That like by the time it goes off, I'm emotionally exhausted. Like, god damn, that was a lot in just like 40 minutes.
I really enjoyed how like he was standing there like looking at her, and he was like, he didn't know who the fuck it was, you know?
Oh my God.
And then when he walked away, he looked at the little girl and he looked at her and he was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Like something.
Why am I here?
Now, for some reason, I don't know why they showed this either, but his son was going to throw that little piece of paper away and he stuck it in his pocket.
I think I think he's going to give that piece of paper to
Roland?
Roland, and Roland's going to be
Roland's going to ride up there?
Yeah, because he didn't. My thing, the biggest true Bad Lieutenant decision in this episode was not picking up that tape recorder on the desk after he sees his wife and being like, the boy, the girl at the orphanage.
Yeah.
Like I was expecting him to do that. I was kind of
he should have.
Yeah, I was kind of expecting him to forget whenever he got there. But I was expecting him to give himself a contingency plan here of like, okay, so
him finding her wasn't for him. That was for us.
Yes.
That was so bittersweet.
It was.
It was for him, but at the same time, like, it doesn't matter for him because even if he finds her, he's just gonna forget the shit anyway.
Yeah.
Well, like a connection that I made at least is okay. You remember that part when everything happens and him and Roland they're leaving
the black guy's house.
Well, yeah. Well, when they're talking in the case, he said,
"If you don't want to be here anymore, do something about it." I was like, "Ooh!" He looked at the gun cabinet.
Dude, that was a badass shot when they rolled up on him and he's sitting there talking, and there's that shot where the two of them are facing him, and you just see the backs
of their guns on the table.
They're both it's before they even walk in, and they're both sitting there holding them fucking guns.
Mm-hmm.
And it's that shot where he cuts the corner of that little chicken area, and he's like, "I've been waiting on y'all. Like,
yeah,
let's fucking get this over with."
Well, we find out that he was the one waiting in front of his house in the Charger.
Yeah,
well, like
nice car, by the way.
Well, the thing, one of the things that I got to thinking about is whenever Roland says, like, I don't feel the closure. Like, they know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, he's like, he doesn't feel like it's done like most things have. There's no finality to it.
Yeah.
And then when we get that final shot where you see the bush and you see him walking forward with the gun on his back and he turns around, looks at the camera and walks back in, I think that was symbolic as it wouldn't have mattered how the case went. It wouldn't have mattered how this whole season panned out because in reality, homie never left Vietnam.
No.
Like that shit fucked him up.
Yeah.
And one of the big mystery of the show is that
cool.
like, he never went into why, like what he did really. Like he explained what his position in the military.
Well, Roland explained him. What he
but
was
we
like,
never got. But we never got like a good
like
old
a
fashioned.
scene.
We never got a Purple Haze war story.
The only scene we got that had anything that was like war related was all the
flashbacks.
I almost said something real racist there, but I stopped myself. All those people standing in his room with the little I gotta do it. China man hats on. Like you know what I'm talking about? Remember that scene?
Yeah.
Where I mean, it could be interpreted that like dude never left Vietnam. And all of this was just this strain in his head creating a way to keep him from going crazy in Nam.
Nah, he left.
Well, I mean, like I know he lived, but like as he got older and as his dementia happened, in order to grasp on and keep himself together, and maybe it's just from the way Lost has trained me with its ending and stuff. But it's that like stuff like Lost and Jacob's Ladder and other similar stories. But it's like Vietnam and this case that he has put his entire life into solving. They were the most significant things in his life, and thus being the most significant things that his mind is going to climb to or grab in order to stay sharp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's almost like that was just the punctuation of, because that's the thing. He's sitting there on the porch with Roland, his family, his daughter, all these really upbeat things that they've been talking about the whole season. And he's got it. He's had everything he's really wanted throughout his life.
Well, he had everything, but he got Roland back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before he went on this little thing here and all this started happening, he didn't have Roland. Roland was over there drinking his damn self crazy, playing with his dogs. Like he got Roland back. Roland's gonna start coming and spending the night with him, hanging out with him. Well, we finally found out why Roland and him had their beef. Like, everything. I mean, they tied everything up other than the wife. That was the only thing they didn't answer.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that he allowed them to cut that out of the episode.
I know.
But what happened?
I'll tell you guys what happened when we get to the end. When we finish talking, because I want you to guess. What do you think happened to her?
What do I think happened to the wife?
Yeah, what do you think happened? I'm gonna tell you right now, nothing crazy. That's why it was cut. It didn't matter. It's nothing crazy.
I'm guessing it's like cancer or something.
Nope.
Car accident?
No. I might as well just tell y'all because you ain't never going to guess it. All right, because after the episode went off, people went on Instagram and raised hell,
Yeah.
What happened to the wife? Everybody wants to know. What happened to the wife? I mean, you answered everything. To me, everything I wanted to know was answered. Except the wife.
Yeah.
When it went off, I was like, we're going to have like a credit scene or something like.
Right.
So in 2013, him and his wife were planning a around the world vacation. Like they were going to go to all, like all the places they ever wanted to go, one vacation to end them all,
Yeah.
We're going to Amsterdam. We're going here. We're going there. Like the final vacation. They were getting ready for the vacation. They go to sleep one night. She don't wake up. That's it. She
just dies of old age.
She died in her sleep.
Wow.
That's why it was cut from the show, because they were like, don't really add to it. Don't really take away from it. Let's just cut it because we're short for time here. I mean, you gotta praise them for the amount of content that was squeezed into 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Holy shit at the amount of stuff.
But I mean, I don't know.
They had to cut. I feel like they should have left it in there. Like at the end, we should have saw that. Like do a quick 4-minute thing.
Well, truth be told, after they have the big showdown where they argue over the story and the "Are we going to stay together?"
He's like, "I got fired," and she comes into the bar.
There's so much other shit going on that
don't matter.
The only time I really gave a shit about the wife was when she was on screen. She was one of the few characters that's like
she was there a lot though.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But like, she was also, and I mean, it made sense too because I guess it could have came off as confusing when he was of the age that he was, and he was tripping out and seeing her like she was his subconscious talking to him,
which is crazy because she was a better detective than both of them.
Yeah,
but really him, right? Right. It was him.
man.
What?
You're making man.
I'm making a point now.
Hello. Hello.
Here, let me exit and come back and see if it changes.
Adam. Hello.
Am I back?
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah,
this is why you don't live in the sticks. Anyway, what were we talking about?
About his wife.
If it had been me writing the story, I would have worked her in a little more. Like, because the only thing that drove me crazy was that Merle?
It was.
Yeah.
When Merle rolled up at the end, and how good was he?
Oh my!
He looked like a shithouse drunk. Like he was just like he just killed that whole bottle of Fireball.
Yeah.
He was just like Walking Dead.
And then like what was crazy was when he got in the car, I had no idea that was him on voice alone.
I thought I was like,
sound familiar to you?
I was thinking that as well. I was like, man,
I didn't pick it up.
I was like, is this fucking Michael Rooker?
He's gonna get in the car. Merle's there. Negan's there. Negan's got the bat. He's like, somebody's got to go, And that's when they kill his wife.
Yeah.
That's what someone needs to do. That's like a meme. It's like we know what happened to the wife and like show someone's head busted and Negan standing there.
Right. Well, here's my question though. Like, why did they not get Roland and take him out in the woods?
Because he wasn't the one digging as much as Hayes. Hayes just kept on. He wouldn't let it go. You know what I mean? He was the one. He wouldn't let it go. Even Roland was like, look, man, Purple, it's over. You know? He went off fucking Tommy Lee Jones on him. Look here, Slick.
Yeah.
And if I had been,
because they knew who the true detective was.
If I'd been writing the show, and maybe it's just my own sick subconscious, but the last 10,
Mr. Hoyt would have killed his wife.
Like near the end,
I would have done.
They'd have opened up that room, went into the pink room or whatever.
And she's still there, like she's in another room of the house.
Well, no, she's fucking. Well, no, she's dead, and you see a corpse. Like she's just fucking in the corner. Like you could tell she died there. Like she's.
Wouldn't this shit like blow your mind? Right here, this is the scene, man. At the end of the movie, I say movie show. Do you remember when he had that little moment? And he was laying in the bed, and the camera pulled out, and it was just him laying there.
Yeah.
She's laying there next to him, sleeping.
Oh my God.
Because his mind is fucked, dude.
Yeah.
How good would that have been? Like she's been there the whole time.
Yeah.
You just didn't see her. I mean, he don't know what's going on.
People would have cried foul and probably would have been like,
maybe
that's a cop out. No, but for me,
that's better than not telling you anything at all, though.
Well, here's my thing, man. Whenever it cuts back to, whenever it deals with the current or the present time, and he's an unreliable narrative because his shit keeps fucking with him, it would have been amazing if they'd have somehow tied it to where, because they keep, like for instance, Roland keeps going like, it's fucking over, like it's like we've dealt with,
he told that, but
I would have loved it to have went full Memento, and it reveals that he's fucking put the band back together like 6 fucking times.
Yeah, like that. That's kind of what we thought. We talked about how like it's already been solved.
Yeah,
like I would have liked something of that caliber. Like I said, a lot of people probably would have bitched and been like, "That sucks," but
he played it safe.
Like keeping with the vibe of the show, I would have been like, okay, this is when shit goes like fucking bananas, and it's like
my grandparents didn't like it.
Really?
They liked the whole season. They did not like that last episode. You know what the main complaint was?
What?
What happened to his wife?
Yeah.
He fucked up, dude.
Well, you know that they're gonna have in the DVD or the Blu-ray copy.
They need to include that.
Yeah, it'll be. Which I mean, if they told that part of the story, how much time would that have really taken? 10 minutes.
I would have sat through it.
Yeah. Well, they could have done it like
I'm DTW.
Montage. They could have montaged.
Yeah, like quickly, you know. Yeah. Like boarding passes, plane tickets, passports.
Yeah.
Going on one trip to rule them all.
Yeah.
And then he wakes up, she doesn't. He's like shaking her. It pans out. That's it. She's gone. Well, like, just give us something, goddamn.
That'd have been that I mean, like 2 minutes of screen.
You teased the balls for 8 episodes. What happened to her? Where's she at? Why is she not here anymore? I thought her death played a bigger role.
Well, I think that's when his dementia really took a downturn.
Well, that's usually what happens. Something traumatic happens because it was 2013 and it, you know.
Well, when you think about it too, and I can't. It's one of those
he also confirmed that was the girl. For anyone that didn't, is you sure that's her? No, it was her. That was her.
I don't like it because it's different. Like naturally, when you're used to a narrative going a certain way or
format,
storylines, yeah. For me, like it was all this optimism. Like it like this. The dude Nick, the guy who wrote and created the show, he suddenly took this turn of like, okay, yeah, the case didn't turn out quite like how he wanted, but yeah, but at the same time though, it makes sense because
so did the first season.
That's the truest detective you could think about, is someone who is eat up inside emotionally by these events that they've had to document and deal with and address. But at the same time, in parallel, have just a normal life where, you know, like the shit he had at the end is something any detective, like there's, you know what I mean? Like narratively speaking, it's as real as it could get.
Yeah. Sitting on the porch, drinking sweet tea, watching the kids play in the front yard.
And that's almost more harrowing and frightening than any of the more fantastical stuff like the Yellow King and fucking all that weird everything's meaningless bullshit. It's the idea that you lived a good life. You managed to live long enough to have a good career, a family, children. Those children have grown up. You see your grandkids, like the typical human dream instead of American. Like the human dream is to see that.
Yeah.
Regardless of where you're at now in your life, that's ultimately an end game that most, I'm not going to say everyone, but most people strive.
Everybody wants it.
And in a show that's known for the opposite, to get that, it was unsettling to me. Like all of the happiness.
Well, no, you remember, but he's some old man. You remember in the first season, we thought that McConaughey was going to die, and then there he is. He's alive. He's pushed him out, and they're like, everything's fine. You know, we solved the case.
Yeah, I mean, even season 1 ended on an optimistic note because Russ became a believer. Like
he even looked up at the clouds and was like, maybe God is real. I don't know.
Well, he started crying, if I recall.
Yeah, they had a moment. So, you know.
Well, here's how I interpret it. So you have both the 90s and the present day ending wrapping up in kind of the same fashion. Because whenever he meets his wife at the bar, well, even in the 80s to a certain extent, but when he meets his wife meets her in the bar in the 90s, he's like, look, you quit your job. Yeah. I quit my job. Like that is him moving on from
being a detective. Yeah.
Well, that's him moving on from everything. I think that the story wasn't really about finding the girl or figuring out what happened. The story is about, like, think about it. At the end of the show, what did he really get from all of this?
Family.
Well, his friend back.
He got his friend. Yeah.
I mean, his wife passed away. He was missing one puzzle piece.
Yeah.
So that's what.
And around that time, when he got back with his wife, and he had the kids and everything, and you know they they had something to do with him, like a little bit. Like,
yeah,
the son was always like, God damn, what'd you get yourself into this time?
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
and you
But
realize,
he lost his best friend. I mean, Roland's his best friend.
yeah.
Well, it
Roland's
was
ride or die.
it was a bit of a small twist, but I still think a twist nonetheless. When it kind of implies to you that the whole detachment from his daughter was entirely in his head.
Yeah.
It was his.
She was off just working.
Because there's because it's that moment when they pick him up from the girl's house and they're driving back, and
he said, "Did I lose you?"
Yeah, and they have those moments, like that, and then he says, I really missed you, and she's like, I miss you now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
because she's looking at it like someone who's
got
having
dementia.
to deal. Like,
it's sad to see those people. Yeah. It's sad to go around them and see them, and a lot of family members won't do it because they don't want to see it.
Yeah, and you have for instance, the son, he embodied the person that was able to be there with someone.
He's the caregiver.
The days when he's on
going
point,
to the doctor,
and then the bad days, and when the bad days are bad, they're really bad, and you see his frustration at it.
The daughter don't want to see that shit. That's normal.
But I don't know. I felt like it implied that she was around way more often than he has let the audience believe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
or at least that's what I don't know.
And piggybacking on what you're saying, Trav, is like, not only did he get his friend back, but if he's going to be coming and staying with him several times a week, like, when was he the sharpest? Was when he was
rolling, because he would think back.
Yeah.
He was in that mindset.
He was back in the saddle. I think that's when he was back on his game.
If Roland would have been in the car with him when this shit was happening, he would have kept him on point. Because remember, he told him, he said, remember this name because I'm going to forget it.
Yeah.
Well, almost
Roland's like his little black book.
He's like a totem for him to be like, okay,
yeah,
I'm not on the path. I gotta, like Roland. Okay, like Roland centers him into like the real world.
Yeah, because think about it. Yeah. Like he's known Roland longer than he knew his wife. Mm-hmm. His wife was the person that kept him from losing his shit.
Yeah, I was not expecting them to get as close as they did.
But I was glad they did.
Well, like the closeness between Roland, I figured they would have
like brothers from another mother.
Yeah,
yeah, dude, that scene when Roland, when the shit hits the fan and Roland goes to that bar and just about beats the fuck out of everybody.
Yeah,
dude,
I might have been a little tipsy, but when he was sitting outside and that dog came up, I was just
was crying.
Damn, dude.
I was like, dude, this is depressed. This is more
depressed dude,
than any bullshit.
I feel so bad for him.
Motherfucker in a hole somewhere. This motherfucker, that was rock bottom on.
But you could tell,
he lost his best friend.
Hayes got his wife, and and they left that, and he went away. When they were standing in the room, and he's like, "Just sign the paper, just do it." Like I had to pull some strings. I fucking put my ass on the line for you.
Well,
and he's packing shit. He's like, "No, I'm gone. That's it. Fuck him." And he said, "What about me?"
The loss of a friend and the loss gaining remembrance, reverence, whatever you want to call it, anything that deals with a bond of friendship.
A motherfucker that would help you hide a body, pun intended. You know what I'm talking about? You know,
like to me, friendship is so much more profound than
anything,
any kind of physical thing with somebody, any kind of emotional thing on that end. You go to the idea, you marry your best friend.
Yeah.
But no, figuratively speaking.
Yeah. But you
but
between us three, we can all agree.
well, I'll say it without any fucking shame, dude. Of course, I would be in an emotional state and wrecked if something happened between me and Deidre. But I could probably put a wager that if there was some massive falling out between the three of us, that would damage me more than losing my wife. Because when it comes to the concept of losing a significant other, that's a whole other whirlwind of emotions than someone that is someone like a relationship between Roland and him.
Yeah.
Well, it's like me and you, Travis. Like, I've been friends with you. I was friends with you before I could drive. You know, I'm 30. Like,
yeah,
like you're my oldest friend.
It would fucking matter. Like, it would, like, if something happened between you and I, Adam, like, it would be a noticeable
Well,
problem.
we've over time, we've had our ups and downs, but we always come back together.
Yeah.
And we always will. Like, that's,
yeah.
You know, you have a falling out with a woman, you might split, something might happen, you may never go, you know, when shit goes wrong, it goes wrong. But when it's a friend, you're going to come back together.
Yeah. And the same thing applies to you, Griffin. I don't give a shit what you think.
No, he ain't been around as long. I'm the best friend. I'm number one, he's number two.
No, but you guys see my point though. Like,
yeah.
like friend stuff that deals with friendship moves me more emotionally than any kind of romance, dude.
Yeah.
Well, they're different.
I know, difference. But you know, most of the time, most people are like, you know, you got to defend your love, this, that, and the other. It's like, man,
but you're gonna do that too.
Like, call it Southern indoctrination, man. But like, if anything, if anything in the Bible is to ever be taken,
I know we were gonna do that. Hang on.
Well, no, well, hear me out, man. With just a modicum of, just with a slight bit of sincerity.
I got a scantron for both of you.
The thing for me though is that, like, Jesus said some shit. I can't remember the exact word verbatim.
Travis about to drop a Jesus quote.
It was something to the effect of, like,
you know what he said. What did he say? You've been reading it.
Okay, you're fucking nothing without some friends.
Yeah.
Fucking nothing. Anything that you amount to ain't shit because you ain't got nobody to fucking share it with. And you need that in life.
You know, there's those people, man. They may never marry someone. But
you need that so you're upstairs.
Hang yourself.
Well, you need shit like that so your upstairs mix up don't get totally fucked and you do something stupid like killing yourself.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it, it doesn't matter if it's a fucking plastic ball. Find you a friend and make it. Like,
damn, that's like the best one ever. Even Tom Hanks and Castaway needed a friend.
Yeah.
The girl kept him going, but he had that friend to talk to.
Like, your friends fucking matter, man.
They do.
Yeah, I mean,
it made me so happy that they came back together.
I know, and to see how, like, them coming in retrospect, like them coming back together after all these years
was worth it. Everything that happened was worth it just to see that.
Well, it was cool seeing it how like they picked it right back up, dude. Like they were still working.
Like it was yesterday.
Yeah, man. Shit like that moves me. I don't know why. Maybe because of the fucking 20-minute diatribe I just went on, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
People, let me tell you about my best friend. You got those two, like riding in the. Remember when they? No, this scene we got to talk about this.
Where they got old and
when they were riding in the car, and then Roland looked in the mirror and he's old, and and then it pans around and he's young.
Oh, dude, that was bad.
How cool was that scene? Like how did that guy? He was like, I want him riding in the car, because throughout the show, we've seen him riding in this car.
Yeah.
You know, talking, spitballing, talking about this and that. And then they had that. You remember when they were in the car and he's like, you need to go home to your family. Like Roland was trying to save his marriage. He's like, I already fucked mine up. You need to go home. We got to find this girl, man. He's like, you need to go home, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't have anyone to go home to. I'm trying to save your marriage because I fucked mine up.
Yeah. Well, and there's so many cues, like that scene whenever it shows them after he's been shot and they're talking about, we want you to sign this, we'll write it up. That's that next scene where he goes down there and starts packing that box up, and his reaction to everything, he's just like, well, what about us? We're partners. And he's like, nah, fuck all that. And you could just,
oh my God. When he walked out, Roland was sitting there just looking.
Yes.
Broke his damn heart, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, like from Roland's perspective, it was like, you just thought about yourself in this moment.
You selfish. Oh, he called him one. He laid it on him when they were standing in the woods.
Yeah.
And he almost laid it on him, full blown, laid it on him, but he didn't. He said, "I want you to know I'm thinking of it," which was fucking funny. But whenever they left remember when they left that maid's house?
Yeah.
And Hayes was like, "I'm sorry," like because he was sitting there at that table remembering that shit.
Yeah.
And when they left, he's like, "I'm sorry I did that." Like it was, it was a dick move.
Yeah.
Well, like it also the finale also made that episode where when he goes and sees Roland, like old man Roland for the first time, and they just kind of sit out there and they just have that moment for a minute. Like in hindsight, it makes that scene even more like holy fuck, you know what I mean? Like
with the dog.
Yeah, all that shit.
Yeah,
dude.
I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
Because Roland never did get another wife. He went out. It's almost like his best friend leaving him just ruined him.
Yeah.
Like he lost his best friend, and he could have went and found another woman.
But
he didn't, man. He went and beat those guys up, found that dog, and was like, "Fuck it, I'm living in the woods."
Yeah. I mean, and that's really it. Like that scene meant so much. Like him sitting out there with
fucking 30. I mean, how long was he out there?
For 25 years.
That's a long time, dude.
Yeah. Well, him going in that bar and getting in the fight, and him sitting outside after it's over, and that dog,
so
like,
sad.
it's just the realization that like he doesn't have anything or anybody. Like, yes, he's accomplished, but what does it all mean?
But what does he have?
They were able. He was able to convey loneliness in like the most manly fucking way.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
they were such a good.
Yeah, he ended up a fucking wet mess on the side of the road, but still, like,
I'm gonna say this: like, their chemistry to me in that first season, it was pretty good. But
it's one of the best.
I like this one's better, man. This
is probably one of the best performances I've ever seen out of Dorf.
And then Hayes, man, this actor, I don't know his real name.
Mahershala.
I bet, because judging by the hat he was wearing at the Oscars, that makes sense. He had on some kind of like little fucking Shriner hat or something, dude. I don't know what he was doing. He looked like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, like for real, dude. He was wearing some hat. And I was like, what the fuck is he doing with that damn hat on? But they're back and forth, man. This guy's a good actor.
Yeah,
he's really good. And then, dude, him playing an old guy. Holy shit, dude. Like,
very believable.
Oh my God, the way he would walk.
Yes.
Like the way he would move around. I was like, dude, he did some research. Like he was.
I mean, even Dorf fucking.
Oh yeah. Now I could tell this when they were leaving the house and he told that guy, he said, if you don't want to be here anymore, he looked at the gun cabinet and looked back at him. He said, do something about it. You can see his stomach had padding in it.
Yeah.
Just because that's not what a stomach looks like. It's not, pushed out all the way around. It like goes to a point kind of.
But I will say this though. I don't, and maybe it's because it's what we got, and that's obviously the standard, but I don't think this season would have been anywhere as entertaining had it been cast as anybody else but these two.
This was perfect.
Yeah.
Like adding to what you were saying, like their chemistry was
oh my God, dude.
If years from now it comes out that they fucking did not get along on set,
there's no way.
Fooled me. You know what I mean?
These motherfuckers are probably hanging out right now. Like in my mind, I hope.
Yeah.
Because the acting, man.
That's the only downside to all of it.
Is that it's one and done?
It's over.
I feel like so this season, so the timelines are so jumbled. Maybe you guys can clarify for me.
I didn't have a hard time following anything. I don't know about Griffin, but I did, man. I was right there with it the whole. Well, I was paying attention. I was on top of it. Wasn't nobody talking. Watched them alone.
I
was fixed on it.
I was in various.
I know where you were at.
I was in various environments as I watched it. So
I would kill some if I was sitting here watching this show. I'd be like, "You need to shut the fuck up unless you want to die right now." Okay, I'll shoot you in the face.
So here's the thing: when the girl's father walks into the room at the end of
what girl?
The one that we've been after the whole show. What's her name? Was it
Julie?
The girl's father?
Julie Presize?
He wasn't in the last episode.
No, it's a question I have on the season as a whole. The end of that episode, he opens the door, what we now know is the pink room.
Mm-hmm.
He sees the
drawing on the wall.
You hear him
because he looked at the drawing.
And
you remember how she always in her bedroom? You remember earlier in the season, he found all those drawings in the room, and he looked at the drawing and saw her with Julie.
But then he went and killed himself.
He didn't kill himself, dude, because the guy was coming up behind him, and when the guy like raised his arm to hit him, it cut.
Yeah.
So that dude hit him, fucked him up, and then they shot him out there.
So the mother was paid off by the Hoyt estate.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we talked about that, about the Hoyts maybe being involved.
Which was a twist to me when dude was spilling everything out because they painted her well as just a shitty mom that didn't have nothing to do with it.
It made sense though that she ended up, doing a drug addict because she was just a piece of shit.
Yeah. But
then we saw that scene where they were walking away from her and she was crying because she knew she was going to do it, but she kind of felt bad.
But maybe I just didn't see where they resolved it. But I just always felt that cutting from him seeing that to him being dead was the thing.
You don't remember the guy coming up behind him, the cop?
I know that. That's what I'm saying. Like, we never get a full explanation. You just see
he shot him.
The implication, and then he's dead. But, like, I don't know.
Cliffhanger, dog.
It was just...
Yeah.
I have no doubt in my mind that cop killed him.
Yeah.
And took him out there. I mean, the suicide note, dude, it was a suicide note that was typed.
Yeah.
What police department would take a suicide note that has been typed? No, now look, he hit the A key just like Adam.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here. Like,
right.
And that's why Roland was like,
Theoretically, they might take it if say it's the Word document on the deceased computer.
But then we find out this. This is something else we find out. The girl wasn't being molested. No. Not at that house. The girl was a replacement child for the Hoyt sister, right?
She lost her shit.
Was she the daughter of fucking Merle?
Yeah.
Okay, so her daughter died.
Right.
And it was, and so this girl was going out to the woods and playing with them with one eye, with Cotton Eye Joe. All right.
Mr. G.
And she started giving that kid lithium. When I heard that, I started hearing the Nirvana lithium in my head. I was like, oh shit, Polly wants a cracker. So it was an accident.
It was
an accident. Well, it didn't make sense because the boy, and then it made sense because you saw the scene where his sister put his hands like that because she saw the picture where he was fucking baptized. Like, she saw that, like the sister, and then she was like, "What happened to my brother? Where'd he go?" So she left Cotton Eye Joe left the door open so she could get out. She got out, but she didn't meet him. She ran. She got involved with the wrong people. She was on the run for a while. I mean, the kid had been on lithium, so she didn't know what the fuck was going on. Like, that's why she was like, that man pretending to be my father.
Yeah.
Because she's on lithium, dude. That's like some serious shit. Like, you got to be like severely fucked up to get lithium.
Yeah. Well, when it's so fucking crazy, man. And like I don't know.
It's crazy that the woman gave the kid her lithium. Like, so
it was to keep her though.
Yeah, but
the brainwash her.
But as that happened though, her health slowly declined. You know what I mean? Like she was so hell bent on having that child that she was willing to sacrifice pretty much her own sanity for it.
Yeah.
But if you look at it at the same time, like, they were taking good care of the girl. Her life was probably 100 times better in the pink room than it was.
Yeah.
Granted, she was being stored, like a prisoner in the basement, but still, I'm sure they were very good to her. There was nobody raping the girl.
Didn't you
That's
guys
great.
At least did you guys not at least think it was a little bit cheesy that the big link that connected everything together was it was the landscaper.
I was okay with it.
Because when he read the book and she brought up interviewing the little kid.
Yeah,
little kid had, the way he put two and two together.
He's like, there was a girl there was a landscaper. But what's crazy is that Hayes is fucking like fucked up. Like, you guys know, when like you have to call it dementia. Until they can take the brain out and examine the brain, it's dementia. Okay. Yeah. They never diagnose someone with Alzheimer's until they can, like, you have to remove the brain, you have to examine it, and it's like, oh yeah, they got it. But they call it dementia. And what it is, your brain is rotting.
Yeah.
It's rotting. It's eating away at your memories. Like a piece of a chicken nugget from wait a minute. Chicken nuggets will last 10 years. If you laid a chicken nugget on the table, it'll look the same 20 years from now. So no, we can't go with that.
Yeah, that's weird.
A potato.
Yeah.
It's rotting away. It's eating away at the memories. That's why, like, he could remember what happened 30 years ago better than he could remember. He didn't know where his shit last.
Yeah.
But he could remember details.
Yeah.
What's crazy is that his old ass rotting brain solved the fucking crime.
Yeah. Solved it.
He found the girl. That was for us.
But he didn't even get to relish it,
But he don't even remember. He don't. Even if he realized, when he was walking away, he looked at her like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
He had a moment where he was just like, he turned back and did a double take. Y'all know that double take?
Which makes it even crazier if you want to break down how.
I think she knew it was him.
It's insane that, as you said, Adam, his failing mind solved the case.
As his wife.
But his brain
can't store it.
His brain couldn't store it, but so that would make you believe that he solved the case, like the way his detective mind, the way he conditioned his brain to solve crime, like that motor function, if you want to call it that, we'll put quotes on it, that motor function of being a detective in his brain, that conditioning, it's like it was doing it regardless. Like, you know what I mean?
Are you snapping?
Yeah.
I can hear it. Now, when you said we're going to put quotes on that, did you do air quotes?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, cool. I was hoping you did.
Just making sure.
Well, I hope my inflection, it like gave it away. But
well, throughout this show, like, the audience is Hayes. You know what I'm saying? We were him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were him with fucking dementia.
Yeah.
Like, and they did a good job. Everything that happened, like, all right, true storyline, when this show starts, we're present day. Yeah. Everything that happened was just his brain flashing back.
Yeah.
It's all memories.
Yeah.
It's all him flashing back. You know, every now and then they throw us a bone, like Roland being in the interview room. He wasn't there for that. Right. But, like, we're him. I'm just glad that they gave us, like, it didn't just go, we never found her. She died of AIDS. So the parish, the place that she was staying at, you know, the Catholic, I'm guessing it was Catholic because there were nuns there.
Yeah.
They found out what the girl had gone through, that she was hiding from people because the guy with the eye was looking for her. They didn't know he was just trying to find her to make sure she made it out of it. He wasn't even he was a good guy, kinda. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kinda, like he was just looking for her. Like, he felt bad. He was like,
I was happy with his fate. I'm glad they spared him and let him continue to live out the rest of his life.
Like, he's got to live with that, not knowing what happened to that girl. That's on you, motherfucker. Now, that's not the same guy. Like, remember when they went to the guy's trailer? That's not the same guy, right?
No, it's not.
Because they look alike.
Yeah.
No, he didn't show up until he
ripped it. You already know.
At the book signing.
You already know what I'm thinking, but y'all look like but him standing there, man, like, I'm sorry to bother you, but could you talk to my son? You know, this and that. And it's like, that's the girl. That's her.
Yeah.
So we all know what happened. Like, they said she died. She didn't really die. He solved it.
Yep.
But he'll never know that he did. And then, like, they were like, this was the end of the show right here. His son said, or his daughter, I can't remember who said this, something like, you're not a detective anymore. Go play with your grandkids.
Yeah.
That's it. It's done.
So
you got your best friend back.
Now he can live out the remainder of his days with his best friend and his family. Like,
and Roland, them sitting on that porch at the end, like kicking it. Cause I'm like, what about Roland? And then Roland pulls up, gets out. What's up, Slick? You know, I'm just like, oh shit, this is awesome.
Yeah.
You want some sweet tea? I like that very much. You know.
Yeah. I was
happy, man.
I like the way that it ended.
I did not want it to be a bummer.
No.
Cause I felt so sorry when you saw that scene of Roland sitting there outside of the bar, like crying, holding his fucking dog. It's like the dog was like a metaphor for him.
Yeah.
You know, like he is the dog.
Yeah.
And he was just like, come here, little buddy. And then like he pulls up. I know that's not the same dog, but he's got that dog in the car.
Yeah.
You know, it kind of looks the same, like a Jack Russell Terrier or something like that.
Yeah.
It was sad, man.
It was. But I mean, it was
a good ending. I thought it didn't bother when it went off. I wasn't like bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, here's what I have to ask though. Do y'all think it was worth 4 years of waiting?
Yes.
Yeah, it was better than season 2.
Absolutely.
Season 2 didn't move me like this season did.
Well, and it gave you enough gray area in this show to be able to understand the intentions of the people that held the girl captive. It gave you enough of that to where you're like, I understand it. It's still fucked up, but at the same time, like, I kind of.
Her parents were shitty.
Yeah, I mean,
she was living in a shithole. The boy dying was an accident.
Yeah.
She didn't mean, when she pushed that boy, she didn't mean to kill him.
Yeah.
That was never meant to happen. But when it happened, plan B.
Yeah.
We can't let the girl go home.
Right.
Without her brother. You know, they were giving the boy toys.
Yeah.
Who was playing fucking Magic, or I mean, what you call Dungeons and Dragons with him? Fucking Cotton Eye Joe?
Yeah. Both of them.
Who was playing? Yeah, he's like, I mean, I miss my old fucking Magic, you know, I mean, Dungeons and Dragons buddy.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and it's like, and it ties everything up nicely because the mother told her brother, which they found dead in a dried up quarry. They found his skeleton out there
because he contacted them
and was going to give her.
But he was a drug addict looking for money. He wanted money. He's like, I'll tell you what you want for money.
Yeah.
And then she kept calling him, wanting money.
Yeah.
The brother was a shithead. The mom was a shithead. The dad was not a shithead, but he went snooping.
Yeah.
And the guy making $80,000 a month has been, you know, he's supposed to let that slip.
No.
So he did that without anyone telling him what to do, you know?
Right.
But that whole exchange with Merle was pretty fucking good. Like,
yeah.
I thought he was going to kill him. He told him, he's like, you're bullshitting me, dude. I know where he's at. They already went out there and they knew he was buried there.
Yeah.
They're not fucking stupid. They went there and looked down at the ground, saw the shovel fucking tracks. They're like, no, dude, he's buried here.
But pretty much though, that put it to where they were game, set, and match. Like they both had shit on each other, right?
It was done after that.
There was no point in either one of them blinking first.
Yeah.
I believe too the reason he took, instead of fucking with Roland, he took Hayes out there because he told him, he said, "You're a war man."
Yeah.
He knows they both were in Vietnam. You know, there's this code. Like
they both know they're not fucking with one another.
We're on a whole nother level than everybody else because we were both at Nam.
Yeah.
Dude told him I lost 5,000 men.
Yeah.
You know, like I was over some shit, which was crazy because I'm like, what's this guy with all this money doing in Vietnam? Like, and you could tell like he was fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the whole time he was drinking, he was pale, sweating.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was miserable.
Yeah. But
not who I expected to see when he got in the car. Some motherfucker wearing a fucking sweater vest.
I know, right?
You know, like Mossy Oak. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, what the fuck?
Will y'all wait another 4 for another season?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
we have to.
I loved it, man. I'm still debating on whether I like it more than season 1 or not, because
it's a whole nother ball game.
Yeah, the message, like the friendship, like Roland or Rust and fucking Nose Breathers, their relationship development and all that stuff was good, but it was
not like this.
No, because like at the end of the day, they were friends, but I don't know, they were
not like this.
No, because they didn't have that much history with one another.
Yeah, they've been together for what, a year maybe?
If that.
Yeah, it wasn't even that long. Like these motherfuckers, like their whole life.
Yeah, come and go. Like they would pop up and
the first thing that Roland did when he got his new job, when he was lieutenant?
Yeah.
He got a good job, like where a good one, was bring fucking Purple back.
Yeah.
Well, he kind of, even though they weren't, even though they were old and they were retired and all that shit, they even had that moment where Hayes tells him, he's like, looks like you're the head detective now, Lieutenant. And he goes, goddamn right I am.
Yeah.
In Hayes, the reason, like, he would have never been recommended for the job, and we know this for the time, is because of where they live. He's a black guy.
Yeah.
Like, most of the shit that Roland was doing, Hayes was solving.
Yeah.
He's just kind of piggybacking on him. He's a good detective, but Hayes was a damn good detective. Like,
well, he tells him at one point, he's like, "You're a better detective than I am."
He would have not have found that boy if it wasn't for him.
Yeah.
But he got the credit for it.
Yeah. Which is fucked up. I mean,
in a way, yeah. It's time and place.
Yeah, exactly.
It'd be different today, but
and I like how they incorporate that stuff into this story without it being a smear campaign.
I didn't feel that way at all. Did you? Like, I didn't get that. Like, they were like, look, that's just the way it was.
Yeah.
You had to be there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know, man. I loved it.
Yeah, it was good.
I'm gonna buy it when it comes out. Like,
watch it on Blu-ray.
Yeah, because
I can't wait to watch it all together.
I know,
because you're gonna pick up. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Because once your brain stops, like,
together.
Yeah, well, once you stop, like, I gotta figure this out. Because the whole time, like, you're a detective.
Yeah.
Once you know, then you can, like, pay attention to all the other little shits, the small stuff where you're just like, oh shit, man.
Yeah.
Like, remember the first place that they went to was the Hoyt place.
Yeah.
That's the first place they went to question that motherfucker that was running the Hoyt place.
Yeah.
And they were asking questions and stuff. It's like, well, damn, that was it.
Yeah.
And then like you had the district, not the district attorney general was like trying to throw it off on other people. He didn't want them fucking with the people with money. Like,
well, and I still think that is unspoken, to where Hoyt came to them and was like,
oh yeah,
fuck off.
Made a large donation.
Yeah, like
a large donation.
Get the fuck away.
Because Hoyt, that's the kind of person that can get you elected.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's stuff like that. I like how they didn't go so in depth and explain every little, they leave it open-ended enough to where your mind can still wonder. You know what I mean? Like,
but in your mind, that's what you piece together. It's like, oh, he fucking, they knew that the damn Indian dude didn't do it.
Yeah. Everybody knew.
But it was just a way to close the case.
Well, and both times, you know what I mean?
Like, which the Indian dude was dead.
Yeah.
I mean, he was dead already. Let's close the case. Like, the attorney general's like, look, I know where the girl's at. She's fine. Like,
yeah. Well,
let's close this case so people stop fucking with people.
And it was both times, like the dad, like they pinned it on him. So
Yeah.
he's got a suicide letter explaining everything that happened. Like, so both times they shut it down because like there's no need to go digging any further. It's wrapped up with a fucking bow on top. Yeah. And how often does that shit happen in real life?
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah. I liked it.
Let's rate it.
The whole season?
Yeah, dude.
I'm giving it 15 gold stars.
Right. It gets a star. I gets a Death Star.
I loved it, man.
The thing with the wife was weird, but it didn't matter to the story. Like, all you know is they got back together. They lived their life.
They didn't talk about it.
He said nothing, crazy happened to her.
Yeah.
She just died.
Right. Well, and before speaking of that, I love that conversation that him and his wife have at that bar where he's like, the whole time that we've known each other, this case has always been, been the case happened, then the book happened, and then the case happened again. He's like, we don't even know one another really because there's been this thing that's centered around our lives so much. Like, think about it like this. Like, I met you guys playing music, and then we became friends. And then even though the music went away, we became friends even closer in a certain way. You know what I mean? And it's the same idea there. Like, when they left that bar, they didn't talk about the case anymore. They didn't worry about the case anymore. Yeah, they went on. They both got different jobs. They lived their life, and they were completely happy with one another. No more bickering. The only time they ever got into it was whenever this case was going on. Like,
because it was hell. I mean,
yeah.
It was like his own personal demon.
Yeah, his own Vietnam.
And then like she was always like, ask a question, and he's just like, God damn! Like every time I tell you something, I get in trouble. God damn! Like I can't do this. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that scene where he was kicking her out.
Oh my God!
Get the fuck out of here!
Get your shit.
You used me, bitch.
Yeah.
But then when she came to him at the bar, it's like, that was real.
Yeah.
It's not about the case. Like,
well, he realized, I think, in that moment, he's like, I'm going to be sitting behind a fucking desk typing shit for the rest of my life.
With women.
I'm going to need something. You know what I mean? Like, or I'm going to kill myself. Like, that's how I felt that he felt during that moment. He was like, I need something or I'm going to go fucking.
Oh, he hit the bottom.
Yeah.
He's in there drinking PBR.
Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah, that's what he was drinking.
Bottom. Fuck that.
Yeah. Cut rot.
Ugh.
I give it a star.
I give it the star too, man. I thought it was great.
D-Rav.
Yeah.
Oh no! What was that? Yeah. Don't fucking send out the fucking mob squad, but
I kid, man. I enjoyed it. Like, True Detective is a great show. Like, on the whole. Even season 2, with its diminishing returns, it's good.
Yeah.
And this season doesn't disappoint, man. It outdoes its weaker season, and it comes damn near close to surpassing season.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great, dude.
I loved it. I can't wait to watch it again, for real.
I never thought, like, after season 2 came out, which we went over this, season 1, 2014, season 2, 2015. This guy did not have long to write, and then he took 4 years.
I want to put an asterisk by my star.
You're always coming in with these custom stars.
Hey, man. Hey, branding. But like, no, I only say it with the one addition that if anyone's fucking listening, this show is best watched like after everything's out.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it for what I got when I got it episodically, but if like in hindsight,
it would have been better if you could watch it, binge watched it.
It would have. I feel like it would have been a better experience.
But for me, especially that first go around, there's just something about watching an episode and then I have a week to think about it.
Yeah.
And just kind of chew on it.
Oh, and I chew on it, dude. You know, I'm sitting around answering the phone and I'm like, you know, I mean, I'm just I guess, thinking about it hard.
I have to assume that that's probably how Lost works.
Yeah, Lost was good if you could chew on it.
Yeah, because most of the people that I talk to that have binged the show,
I found that when you binge it, you don't remember as much.
Well, I mean,
you know what I mean?
One of my most favorite things to do when that show was on the air was watch it, and there was this website you could go to where
and then go read all the shit.
It was an aggregate of all the fucking theories as to what the hell is going on in that show, and it was so good to just scroll and just read that shit.
See, I came in at Lost at season 4, so I got to do 4, 5, and 6.
And it was great. 1, and I didn't come back around until like 4 or 5.
Y'all, I would watch it on TV with commercials.
Like I played catch up whenever I got back into it. I started back with 1. Like I got back into it when I started watching it with my wife. So we just started from season 1 and just watched all the way up until what was being aired on TV, and we would start getting it weekly.
Do y'all know what I'm talking about though? Like when you binge watch a show, like I feel like I don't retain as much.
Right, yeah.
Because you watch it all together and it's all jumbled. Like it's all like.
Yeah. That's happened to me with some of the shows I've watched with my wife.
Because you blow through it so fast.
Yeah. Well,
and then like someone starts talking to you about something and you're like, huh?
Well,
yeah, it was in episode 4.
That's kind of already happening to me right now with a show that me and Dee are watching. We're watching Castle Rock right now.
And I used to drink that.
We're like 4 or 5 episodes in.
And you don't even know what's happened?
I still don't. Either they're doing a damn good job or I'm just stupid when I'm watching it.
That's not what they call it.
I still don't know what the fuck's going on.
Well, the thing,
but it's badass though, man. Like one of the main settings for the show is fucking Shawshank Prison.
That's cool.
And it's I don't see a direct adaptation of really anything. It's just using like settings and character.
Who was that actor from Shawshank? What was his name?
Morgan Freeman.
No, the other guy, the white dude.
Oh,
the main character. Yeah, exactly.
Jacob's Ladder.
Hello, my name's I don't even know that dude's name, but
shit.
I just remember him coming up out of that mud like like The Walking Dead. Tim something. That's it.
Yeah.
But when you think about Shawshank, like he is the lead character.
Yeah.
Everybody knows Morgan Freeman was there because he's just like, we playing basketball.
Well, he did all the VO, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
VO?
Voiceover.
Oh.
But the thing with like watching it weekly and then watching it
binging it
is like we did. We took, we watched what the first
we processed it.
Yeah, we nitpicked it to death.
Through the week, you're like thinking of your things.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought about it.
Well, it
was in my mind. Like through the week, I was just like, then that next episode would come, and I'm like, maybe it's this,
Well, it's almost like if we were to take another show on the podcast and we decided to review a show, if we just watch one episode per
at a time, that's the way we should do it.
That way it would give us time, but it would also lead to, I feel like it would lead to more of like, if you go digging around online at all about the show, if it's already all out, then you're going to get spoiled.
Yeah, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You got to smoke on it, man.
That's the only drawback. Yeah.
You got to smoke on it.
Well, whenever I watched this, I didn't do any kind.
I didn't read shit.
No, I was just letting my mind wander and just.
After the last episode aired, I went to Google and I said, "What the fuck happened to Hayes' wife on True Detective?"
Yeah.
And I found a post. This was today, and there was a post from 6 hours ago where it was like, "Director confirms what happened to the wife." So I read what he said word for word. He's like, they were planning the trip. She died in her sleep. We cut it from the show because of time.
I really can't believe that plot point went over my head, man.
What plot point?
The wife thing. I don't know. I felt like I guess I just didn't care enough about her character. But first thing.
Well, I mean, in every episode she's there, and in present day she's just gone. You don't know. You never find out what happened to her. They never say like where'd she go. I mean, hell, like we found out how everybody else died.
I'm sure it might have crossed my mind, but it's something that I just never. I didn't hold on to when I walked away from.
Well, there's something wrong with you.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
No, but
you didn't wonder what happened to his wife?
Well, no, because the show was so fucking all over the place for me as I watched it. When I was done, I fucking just had to go to Wikipedia and read the summary again. Like, what the fuck just happened?
Like, so we're opening auditions for a third member.
Jesus.
There's gonna be a True Detective trivia. I'm just kidding, Travis. We love you.
So, do y'all want to start talking about this fucking James Bond movie real quick before we have to
now? If you want to talk about something like blowing by, like, dude, I don't know how you guys, dude. This movie was all over the place. Like,
yeah, it was.
I mean, dude, what was happening? Like, I was watching it and I was just like, why is it all over the place? Like, why is it?
I'm glad someone felt the fucking same.
I was worried because I was like, man, I'm going to get on this podcast and they're going to buy this was great. And dude, look, it was great because it's James Bond. It's James Bond.
Yeah.
But it was all over the fucking place. Like, it was put together poorly, dude.
It was like, hey, we're going to make these two people fight. We're going to have Spectre fucking...
Dude.
All right, so Spectre made...
I don't even know who... all I saw was his hands.
Y'all
want to hear something funny? Look, I watched this movie, and then it went off. And I was like, wait a minute. What? And I had to rewind it and watch it again. Because I was like, I can't even podcast about this. Like,
at this point, which I know it's already been established, but I mean, at this point, Bond is already just straight up fuck bitches, still shit.
Yeah. Do y'all remember when he smacked that girl's hand?
Oh my god!
When he went shit out of that. He did that, dude. It went like funny, that,
dude.
He said, "I'm reviewing an old case." Oh, I'm an old case, am I? And I was like, "Oh, James Bond, you can't do that. Like, you go to jail for that shit, man."
But
is that motherfucker's name Money Penny?
So
or Penny Money?
Yeah.
So let me make sure I fucking watched the same movie y'all did.
We watched the same one, dude. If you're confused about it, it was the same one.
So Spectre.
Those fucking Germans started fucking around with images. Like,
so the Russians. So Spectre had the idea of getting this fucking thing that they can decipher shit with.
I don't even know what happened.
And make
the Lecter.
And make Russia and fucking MI6 or fucking Britain.
Travis, tell us what happened. You watched it on Blu-ray, right?
Yes.
Did it look good?
It was fantastic, man.
Could you see
everything?
What's his name? Could you see Sean Connery's blackheads?
Dude, I saw the goose flesh on those women shaking their ass in the title credits, dog. Like, it was clear. Like,
could you see the bumps?
Yeah, dude. Like, it was. There was
a pimple on the ass to the left.
Is ever gonna get, dude.
So what happened? Because I'm still
okay.
I watched this movie.
To my knowledge,
twice.
So fucking so Spectre put Russia and Britain against each other with the Fuck, I don't know.
Good luck.
This is what I got out of it.
Please,
I know it revolves around getting that fucking thing that deciphers shit.
dude. When this movie went off, I was like, "Am I high?" Like I had to check my pulse and see if my blood pressure was fucked up. Like
Spectre's trying to steal it from Bond because they know Bond can get it from the Russians.
Yes.
So who was this little sidekick that shot that? He was like, he said she should have kept her mouth shut. She's got a pretty mouth. And that dude came out of the mouth and they shot him and he fell. Y'all watch this? Is the same movie, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
So this is what I got out of it. So Spectre was wanting the Lecter. They leaked the information to the Secret Service or whatever, the whatever they're called, whatever James Bond's organization.
MI6.
Yeah, MI6. So they leaked the information to MI6 that they've got a Lecter and they need one, and Spectre needs it. So he goes to.
What's he need it for?
Well, they need it to decipher Spectre codes, and Spectre needs it to decipher MI6 code. So,
okay, that makes sense. Why didn't they say that in the movie? No, I'm just kidding. They did not do a good job explaining this.
Yeah. So
they did by saying you're gonna go fuck Bond and not let him get it.
Yeah.
Who was that Russian chick that he was all about?
All right. So the Russian chick.
Is that one of Spectre's girls?
No, Spectre, the chick from Spectre, the old Russian chick, was a high-ranking official in Russia, and she found the perfect candidate to assist Bond in getting this Lecter back. And
because she found out he's a horny toad.
Adam.
Yeah.
Right, Griff.
My nose is bleeding. Hang on. I don't. Spectre, Lecter,
Spectre.
I said it's pretty much like, to my knowledge, so Spectre is like an organization of rogue agents, pretty much. They just they fuck with everyone.
Well,
so Spectre isn't a person.
Spectre is like it's an organization.
Who was the hands?
That was number one.
Haven't you watched Inspector Gadget, Adam?
That was
go Gadget cock. Yeah.
So the Spectre put the blonde bombshell in Turkey. The guy.
Yeah.
No, the guy.
Istanbul, right?
Yeah, Istanbul. Put them there to keep Bond alive so that he would steal the Lecter
so he could find it and then they could steal it from him.
From the Russian consulate.
Let Bond do the work.
Yes. And so the sub story was that
and that was the thing in the case.
Yes, yeah.
That the housemaid tried to take. Dude, when she popped a knife out of her shoe and started shimmying around, I was like, dude, punch this bitch in the face. Like,
yeah.
He picked a chair up. I was like, you don't even need a chair. You see how she was kicking with it? Like,
I know, right?
I'm like, just fucking break her hip already. Like,
yeah. So what they did was Spectre also incited like a civil war almost in the underbelly of Istanbul between the Turks and the Russians. Or not the Russians, but
that was just a distraction.
Yeah, the Turks and that other group. Yeah, because that blonde-haired guy, their version of James,
the Russian.
Yeah, he was going. No, the blonde-haired guy was.
I must break you. Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was going around killing people, making it look like James Bond, and the rest of those people were killing him off, so that he would incite a civil war to cause tensions to get high. And I mean, really, it didn't make any sense.
It didn't make any sense, dude.
For that to happen to me, it didn't make sense at all. But
the whole movie didn't.
I guess it was.
I hate to say that. How did you pick that up? How do you know what happened here?
I mean,
what happened here? When this movie went off, I was like, what happened here?
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't read anything. That's just what I got out of it. Because I couldn't. The whole time, I'm like, okay, so they go to this gypsy camp. Like, there's two factions.
Why was that even a scene?
I know. I don't.
Those two girls fighting. Who were they fighting for?
They were fighting.
Somebody wanted. All right, this girl was going to marry someone important.
No, they both wanted to marry the same man.
So they had to fight it for it.
They had to fight to the death.
Why couldn't he just? They're in Turkey. He could be like, "I'm mad at you both." You know?
I don't fucking gypsies. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I guess.
I don't fucking know. So, but the thing with the Civil War really didn't make a whole lot of sense to me because it's like you've got the guy there. I guess the reason that they incited that is because the guy from Turkey, the one with the underground telescope thing, like he's an assist or he assists MI6. So I guess they're killing two birds with one stone. Where Spectre's getting rid of that guy and also getting rid of whoever, because they want to. I'm guessing, and this is, I'm guessing, Spectre wants complete control of Istanbul, and the only way to get it is to get all these other rival quote unquote gangs or powers out of it. So that's where that's I'm guessing how that they justified that to happen. But at the same time, it was just like it was way too much. Like if they would have kept it simple and got them on the train about 30 minutes sooner, I think it would have been a lot better. You know, like in my opinion. Because yeah, like there's so much shit going on that really doesn't make a damn.
It bounces around too, man. Like it was like watching a James Bond movie with ADHD.
Yeah,
I'm saying, like, I was just like, I don't. Why is it doing this? Why are they doing this to me? I'm a fan, you know.
I will say that I did enjoy it a lot more than I did Dr. No.
Really?
Yeah.
I want to read, but I want to read this.
I'll say that like, it held my attention more than Dr. No.
What? Oh, it was hard to pay attention to this movie, dude.
I guess because of its fast pace, like, because it is a pace. It's, I mean, for me,
the first one was really slow, but I like Tarantino movies, so I'm down with that. I'm down with sitting in the same room for 2 hours.
We're going back to that.
No, I wouldn't go pick at it, but
I mean, dude.
No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not.
No, dude, you don't
picking it off
scabs. Rip the scab off, man.
No, dude, if I rip it off, I'm gonna eat it.
Come on, listen, put them up, dude.
Do y'all know
round 2, Hateful Eight?
Did y'all know? I don't have to say anything. The fans already know. Okay,
dude,
I ain't gotta say nothing. I'm gonna say this. This movie had a budget of
good, but that movie was long. Really long. Really fucking long.
Well, this movie, get out of here. This movie had a budget of $2 million.
Right.
Holy shit. Yes, dude. I was hoping I wanted to talk about numbers. Oh my God.
$2 million in 1964. Yeah, okay.
Grossed.
Do y'all know how much it grossed?
I'm going to say
78.9 worldwide.
That's amazing.
In the States, it grossed 25.8
that day. Everybody got paid.
International box office, it made more international. But like you think about it, that's like counting all the countries.
Connery could have stopped there.
Let me read some on Google. You can go to Google right now. You could type in any movie, and on the side, it'll say, hey, would you like to rate this movie? You know how when you leave a restaurant, you can rate it through Google? You can do the same thing with movies. I don't know if people knew that, but you can. I'm going to fuck this rating up. I'm giving it a thumbs down right now. It's got a 90% like this movie. Let me read this comment right here. There's a few. Let me touch on these. This right here. This is what it says. I think that this movie was really good and, for the most part, fairly faithful to the original book. I didn't know there was a book.
Yeah, they're all based off book.
Here we go. Here's another one. One of the best films of the 60s, and it's amazing that people still watch it. It is amazing.
Yeah.
A second installment that excels on almost every level. Rating 9.5 out of 10. I don't feel that way. Have you ever dreamed a dream that you could dream? You know, why? What was going on? What is this? I mean, what did they used to make movies like this? Like where it just, what was going on here? Why was it just? It was like a jumble fuck, dude.
Well, this is I want to read the synopsis here.
Please.
Off of Wikipedia. Spectre's expert planner, Kronstein, which is the chess player, known as Number 12, upon order of the organization's Number 1, devises a plot to steal a Lecter cryptographic device from the Soviets and sell it back to them while exacting revenge on Bond for killing their agent, Dr. No. Ex-Mersh operative Rosa Klebb, Spectre's Number 3 is in charge of the mission. She recruits Donald Grant as an assassin and Tatiana Romanov or Roman. I don't know how to pronounce her last.
Close enough.
A cipher clerk at the Soviet consulate in Istanbul as an unwitting bait. Bond travels to Turkey and meets Ali, the MI6 officer in Turkey. Between them, they obtain the Lecter, and the three escape with the device on the Orient Express. See, they don't even go into the background shit that happens between Ali and...
Because they don't understand it either. They're like, they can't even, you know what I'm saying? They don't even understand it. They're like, we're just going to leave that open. Good luck.
Yeah.
What happened? Spectre
for the
happened.
60s, man, and for however old the Bond novels are, Spectre's a badass bad guy group name.
Yeah. Right. But what's kind of cheesy is that group is called Spectre, and the thing that everybody's trying to steal is called Lecter.
Yeah, I know.
I mean,
yeah,
you couldn't fucking come up with another word like Spectre. Spectre looking for his Lecter. Where's Spectre? He's back there playing with his Lecter. He's back there playing with his Lecter. This movie has a 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
I think, isn't it heralded as one of the
people love it?
One of the best.
Dude, there's got to be something wrong with me because when it went off, I was like, huh?
No,
I expected more, but did anybody else? Were y'all like, wait a minute, huh? What?
This is 2 of 24.
Twice.
You know,
and it's only the second installment.
Yeah, it's 2 of 24, and I think that we still got some mileage ahead of us before we can get to that type of statement.
So they gave him a briefcase with a knife in it.
The start of the gadget,
and he never used it.
Yeah,
did he use it? Did he use it?
Yeah, he used it to kill the dude on the train.
Yeah. Let's talk about this train car fight.
I was confused by this train.
Which was weird how it was.
Who was his little Russian buddy?
It was the culmination of what we saw the movie's cold opening for, you know?
Yeah.
Who was his little Russian buddy with a broken arm?
That was
I think he was Turkish, right?
Yeah, that was the MI6 consulate.
So he's the MI, and he was like, "Don't stay," because when he went to the hotel, he was like, "I want to switch rooms," and that guy was like, "That's the only room we got, unless he wants to stay in the something suite, like the wedding suite." Yeah, that's it.
Or something.
And he was like, "I'll stay there. Let me take a look at it," because they had that room bugged.
Yeah,
and he knew that. That's why the guy told him, he's like, "You don't want to go back to the hotel."
But, I mean, James.
And then
Bond
it cuts to them in a car, like, what's gonna happen next? To the Batcave,
goddamn Batman, you know,
to the Bond cave.
Like, dude couldn't stop him. Why? Because he's James fucking Bond.
Yeah. I mean, on the whole, like Travis said, we're 2 of 24 in, and if my feelings on this movie was, I didn't hate it. If they would,
I didn't hate it.
If they would have cut all the unnecessary backstory,
there was a lot of chuffle, dude.
If they would have cut all the stuff out with the Gypsy Camp, cut all the stuff out with,
it would have been an hour and 30 minutes to 20 minutes, maybe.
Yeah, well, it would have been.
And we're completely forgetting one of the most ridiculous subplots of the movie, and it's Spectre holding Bond ransom with a sex tape.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Like
which I would like to see. TMZ gets a hold of that, it's over, you know?
Right.
He held Bond ransom with a sex tape? That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Well, that's what the fuck he threw into the water at the end when they were hauling ass on the boat or whatever.
Yeah.
Wait, that's what was on that fucking thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
I didn't even know that. I'm like, what's on that fucking? He was like, you know what's on it, you know.
Yeah. Well, there was a.
How do y'all know what was on it?
Because all right, whenever
how do I not know what was on it? Like,
well, when he goes back to the hotel room, after they change his room, and
the tape that was in his pocket.
No, he meets the girl for the first time, and then it cuts to them in the bed, and it zooms out, and it shows the old woman and the young blonde-headed guy filming it. And then whenever it cuts to at the end when they're in that hotel, and she comes in there as the maid, he's like, "We're going to turn her over. The Russians will turn her over as a traitor, and we're going to release this tape to the British intelligence or whatever." Because he wasn't supposed to sleep with her, according, with the whole fucking.
It's James Bond, dude. He
MI6 thing. Yeah. But, like it's conflict of interest.
He's going to fuck that secretary before it's over with.
I don't think he ever does.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he does.
Well, we need some fucking fantasy fucking fiction. Like,
yeah.
He's like, you're going to put that money penny, hey,
That money purse.
We got to put that little penny purse.
Yeah.
Do y'all remember? Oh shit, I'm lost. Go ahead, I'll remember it.
Well, there's a couple of things in this movie that are so over the like. This is kind of the start of the over the top James Bond, in my opinion, because
like every fight scene.
Well, the fight, this train car fight, they're in a space that's like the size of a closet, trying to have a fucking fist fight.
Yeah,
and it was amazing. Like, I love this fucking fist fight. They're beating the hell out of each other. It looked real.
Yeah.
I mean, it looked like they got two lookalikes and had them really fight it out. You know what I mean? But it was I like that, and then the shit at the end where they have those 8 fucking barrels of fuel for some reason on the back of this fucking
dude. When he shot that flare gun, and there was a damn fireworks show, When he shot that flare gun, I was like, there's no way that would do that.
No.
Because, dude, it like blew up, but it was spaced apart, and there was like 10 fucking little, like, flares. Like, there's no way.
It was.
When this movie went off, I went, Dude, I like that other one better.
When this went off, it honestly made me want to immediately put in Goldfinger.
I'm going to keep watching because I have to. No, I'm just kidding. I like James Bond.
Yeah.
But this movie had some chuff.
It did. And like I said, I liked it a lot, but if they would have cut some of that stuff out once they got to Turkey, because you don't see James Bond for the first 15, 20 minutes.
Chuffa, dude.
I mean, it's a while before you
even see whenever he finally comes back, I'm like, oh, it's a James Bond movie.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I was like, wait a minute, where have you been this whole time?
He's been banging that chick.
That's all. He's all about that, ain't
he? Yeah.
When are they going to look? We've talked about it already. They're going to go after James Bond at some point.
Yeah.
What's crazy to me right now, like White Boy Rick is a new movie.
Yeah.
You can go to YouTube and watch that movie for $4.99. You can rent that and watch it.
Yeah.
A lot of movies. Bohemian Rhapsody, $6.99.
Yeah.
Okay. That's a new movie. Do y'all know how much it costs to watch this movie on YouTube?
Probably what, $14.99,
$12.99.
Yeah.
Don't make sense.
It's a classic, man.
Is it? Is it?
I will say one thing though. I love the way that film color looked in the 60s.
Yeah, it looks good.
I love the way it looks. I don't know why.
You can tell there's something about it. It's just like, no. I watched something that's supposed to be close to a Blu-ray, but it wasn't. There was some. I had like
the level.
I had snow. You know what I'm talking about? I had a film grain. I could see a lot of film. Grain.
It was still there lightly because it was an older movie, but it was still very clear.
Yeah.
What's his voice sound like on Blu-ray?
Probably.
I mean, like it was. Oh yeah, like the sound was crazy. Like you could tell it was. Like they didn't replace.
You could tell it was a wave. You could tell it was a FLAC file.
You could tell they just mixed it.
It wasn't compressed.
The original sounds they did. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's hard to like for instance, like when he smacks that woman's hand, like that shit was loud.
That's what it said, dude. I had to rewind it. I said, did he just smack her? Rewind it.
He smacked her in the face on the train.
Yeah.
I can't really.
He's one of those like get your fucking shit together, woman, motherfuckers. Like
I can't really give much of a comment on the audio though because I was just
no sound bar.
Well, yeah, I wasn't using a nice sound system for it to really like
flat screen speakers.
That. Yeah, so I mean, but the quality of the picture I got though was
color was good.
Oh, it was great.
I had to watch it. This is one reason why I think I picked up on a lot more. I had to watch it with subtitles on because for some reason the version that I watched, the audio would get really quiet and really loud, and really quiet and really loud, and it would fluctuate. Like in one dialogue exchange, it would start out really low, get very loud, and then get really low again. So I had to
watch it from the same pack, right?
Adding on to that, Griffin, I will say the audio. What I did notice is that whenever the James Bond music was playing, it was really fucking loud.
You're like, God damn. They just want to. They do that to wake you up if you fell asleep. You know.
I will say that just even being 2 discs in, if y'all can ever seize the opportunity to get the box set, highly recommend.
I want it in the collection.
I do too.
Highly recommend.
It's one of those where it's like it's James Bond. I love James Bond, and to me, Sean Connery is James Bond.
I'm very fortunate to have my copy of it on that, dude. I recommend.
I can't wait to see him hit more women. You know, I have a feeling before he's finished, he's going to hit at least 5 more women. He's going to punch them in the face.
Did he bang both of those gypsy chicks?
He banged everyone, dude.
Well,
he fucked that little Istanbul dude, man. He fucked him too. Like
the reason I'm asking is because he's like, after everything was said and done, he was like, I don't want them to fight anymore. And the gypsy leader's like, well, you're gonna have to pick, you know. And they both show up to his room, and it cuts to him like in there, like doing his nails.
So he had a threesome.
I think so. I don't know.
Why don't they show it?
Because it's the '60s, man.
I know, but
there's a lot of there's a lot of innuendo in this movie. Like with the subtitles on, you pick up things, and he'll say it's like one line where he's like, somebody will say something, and him and that guy from Turkey will look at each other, or Istanbul.
And he's got that smirk.
And he'll be like, I bet she would like that, you know, or something like that. Like it happened like 15 times during this movie to the point where I was just like, really? Like another
I just picture like James Bond rolls up with a briefcase full of dildos and vibrators and shit. Like he's got one of those. He's got a Sybian. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
He ain't playing around. He's got one of those. What is that? Hitachi.
I will say
magic wand. That vibrator that you have to plug into the wall. You know,
after not like being like finally having 2 movies like under the belt now, I want it to be like where in like future episodes have it to where we can just tag one of these onto it, like just throw
another episode. Yeah, it's worth adding to as something else because there's so many. It's gonna take us 10 years to watch them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And after watching this one, I'm like, God,
I kind of want to keep the ball rolling. Like I'm down for some Bond right now.
I'm gonna keep watching them. I got to get through it just so I can say I did.
Right.
I watched all the James Bond. Have you guys seen them all?
No, I've seen a lot of them. I haven't seen all of them.
I have. Listen, until now, until we watched these 2, I had only watched the Pierce Brosnan Bonds up. Never seen any of these.
Bits and pieces of the.
I've seen bits and pieces of like the one in the snow.
Yeah, not enough to say I watched it.
Never watched any of the Sean Connery Bonds.
Yeah.
These
Turner Classic movies wouldn't play in these.
These first few I've never seen, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I've seen this one. It's been a long time, but I've seen From Russia with Love.
The first time you watched it, were you just like, huh?
Yeah.
The song for the movie caught me off guard at first because I was like, that's not Frank Sinatra, but it sounds like Frank Sinatra.
Yeah. From
It's
Russia.
Bank Sinatra. Yeah. But like, why though? What was it? Was it just the way it was cut?
Yeah.
I think the amount of chuffa between scenes fucks you up. Because you're sitting there like, why does this matter? What's going on? Who are those people? Why are they here? And then it's like, oh, there's James Bond. Here he comes.
There were a lot of shots to me that heavily focused on the fact that it's like, hey, this is some high-end like shit going down. Like, we're just gonna keep the camera focused on this really.
We spent a lot of money on this.
5 minutes, you know.
Well,
I give it a 0.5 star. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna give it no star, but I will give it a 0.5 because like when it went off,
you'll fucking praise the Hateful Eight, but you'll turn your back on James Bond.
Get it the fuck out of here, dude.
No, I mean
at least when that movie went off, I knew what the fuck happened. I didn't have to ask you to.
No, we're taking applications for a 4th member because I ain't fucking going anywhere.
You're gonna have to. I thought you were talking about me. I'm like, good luck finding somebody that knows how to do all of this. No, like I mean, are you gonna give it a star?
Yeah.
Well, but just a minute ago when I said when it went off, I was like, what the fuck? You were like, glad I'm not the only one. It still gets a star? Dude,
yeah,
you're James Bond struck. Like I feel like anything James, you're just like Bond struck.
I'm James Bonded.
Yeah. I might have to watch it a 3rd time. I when it went off, when it went off, I was like, like what was what was all this other shit? Why did this happen? Why did they do that? Like what? Why?
I wish having the swagger of James Bond was still considered cool.
Yeah, you can't hit women. They don't like that now. They used to, but they don't now. And you can't like James Bond. Let's face it, guys. He's a man whore.
Yeah.
He's a man whore.
I've been there, you know what I'm saying?
That's a badass secret agent on top of it.
Shaken, not squirter. You know? That's his code name. Shaken, not squirter. Like
I'm gonna give it the 0.5 star too. Like
I can't help it.
I liked it, but I mean
it's not star worthy, dude. I can't lie to myself and I can't lie to everyone else.
I get it. Y'all like the Hateful Eight. That's cool.
Yeah. What's funny is the Hateful Eight, and you're gonna give it a full star. You gonna give it a full star?
What?
This movie?
Yes.
I'm
just being
What's your
honest,
Twitter?
Man.
You're just being honest. No, you're not. I feel like you're going against us. Whatever we like, whatever we hate, you like. That's why you're here, though.
If I recall, we watched the Neon Demon before the Hateful Eight.
Yeah,
and you loved it. I would rather watch Neon Demon than watch this movie again. Dude, listen, I swear to God, man, I'm not saying the movie was complete garbage. Okay? I'm not saying that. But when it went off, I had to start it over. Because I was like, I can't do a podcast about this because I just watched it and I still don't know what fucking just happened. Like, I got to start it over. Because the only thing I could remember was that dude climbing out of that bitch's mouth and they shot him. Like, I was like, that's not enough. I need more. The train ride. Like,
well, you gotta think.
Dog, at the beginning, dude, when James Bond went down, he's like, you choked him out in the fucking 28 seconds. That's a record. And then they reached down and when you see the body laying there, you're like, that's clearly a mask. And they peeled it off. Like,
listen, though, you gotta think simpler than that, though.
Because it's 60 something.
No, you gotta think it though. For all fucking 24 of these motherfuckers, man, you gotta approach it with the idea that all these movies are going to amount to is James Bond
banging everything
and gets the girl.
Wait, fuck the bitches save the day. Fuck bitches save the day, right?
Yeah, everything else is fucking chuffa. Like all
it
these
had a lot
movies
of chuffa, dude.
And every like, dude, we got 22 more movies of chuffa to go through, brother. Like it's in all of them.
I feel like right now, I wish someone out there would go in and remove 30 minutes from every film. And then send it to me so I can watch it.
The real estate cut?
Yeah. Oh my God. Travis, you can't tell me there's not shit you take out.
Yeah. Like,
dude, you watched it in Blu-ray. Get out of here. You're so good. Everything looks better in Blu-ray.
Yeah.
You could watch Legally Blonde. Dude, you need to watch The Hateful Eight in Blu-ray. I got a copy. I'll let you borrow it.
You've been like, dude, Blu-ray, dude, Blu-ray, dude, Blu-ray, get Blu-ray. And I finally did it. Now I see why.
You need to watch The Hateful Eight on Blu-ray.
I'll get to it.
You brought it up. I wasn't going to say anything about it. I just remember. You made me remember that. I'm always thinking it, dude. I'm at the gas station pumping gas. Like that motherfucker gave that movie a half star.
That's yourself. Like that's part of your little cluster of things that gets you motivated for the podcast. You're like,
I'm gonna tell you something you don't know because you don't listen to them.
Fucking Travis don't like the Hateful Eight. Fucking, we're gonna do this. Like,
hey, when you're not here and it's just me and Griffin doing a chill zone, we bring it up every time. Every time we say you're not here because you didn't like the Hateful Eight. That's never happened. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
But if it did,
that's fun.
No,
we talk about it before we hit record.
You're like, I can't believe this motherfucker, dude.
So, what are we going to watch next week, guys?
Are we going to do Aquaman?
Oh yeah, is it available?
It is widely.
Okay.
And high quality available.
Aquaman.
With Japanese subtitles.
Subtitles.
I can't possibly watch Aquaman when I'm watching subtitles.
I want to do one after that.
What you got?
I want to do Dallas Buyers Club final.
Oh, you gonna make me watch it?
Yes.
I watched Philadelphia. And ever since then, I was like, I don't like watching movies when it's about AIDS because I'll watch the movie and then I'll get like a sore on my arm and I'm like, oh, shit, I need to go to the doctor, you know?
To reference our little skill earlier about friendship, I want you to know, Griffin, that our friendship is what's making me watch this movie because you have no idea how many times I've made Deidre put this movie back on the shelf and not buy it.
What, Dallas Buyers?
Have you seen it?
I've heard so much about how much it's when it came out and it won all the awards and it was in every other fucking movie article out there. I felt like I watched the movie.
Though.
So I'm like, okay, that's cool. It's a good.
Are we catching pre-hate right now?
Not pre-hate. I'm not pre-hating anything.
Wait a minute, dude. You don't want to watch this movie because a lot of people liked it.
I mean, it's not it is not the kind of movie.
It's not your cup of tea.
I mean, and that's all. I'm not saying it's got
McConaughey in it.
We watched a ton of movies that, like, us and just in general, that I don't particularly would go to first. But when I'm done watching it, I might have a good opinion on it. Like, okay, that's a good movie.
It's either this movie or Brokeback Mountain. Pick one. You know
I don't give a shit about that.
It's either McConaughey or Heath Ledger. What's up?
I mean, it's
Joker.
I mean, as good of a performance as McConaughey can pull off, most of his dramatic performances are just the fucking same. Like,
I know that this movie is going to be good. I just haven't had the time to watch it, and I know it's going to be depressing. Is it depressing, Griffin?
Not as bad as you might think. I mean, of course it is a little depressing, but it's more of like,
does he die? Okay.
Watch the movie, Adam.
I don't, but it's like I'm trying to buy a Lincoln, you know.
Well, I'm trying to remember because at the end they do because it's based on a true story.
They do is it really? Oh yeah, that's right. There was some dude that was like a drug runner for these people.
Yeah, so the thing is it's not as depressing as it is. interesting and just incredibly well done. And like his relationship with Jared Leto's character is phenomenal. Like
Jared Leto won awards for this performance.
it's really good. Like that's the takeaway for me. It's like both of their
that was his breakout moment. McConaughey's always good, even if it's robot leg McConaughey. It's like, damn, that was an amazing performance. But grab your remote controls and put your leg in the upright position.
Yeah. No.
But after Jared Leto made this movie, people were like, okay,
yeah,
you can play the Joker now.
Yeah.
No, which is kind of odd to me because to me, his best performance will always be Requiem for a Dream.
Was he in that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I think this trumps it.
Juiced by Jerry?
Yeah. He was the white guy. It was him and Marlon Wayne.
He's the motherfucker that lost his arm at the end.
Yeah. Spoiler alert.
What?
You haven't seen Requiem yet, dude?
I have seen it. I own it. Don't make me go dig it out. I just didn't. This was back.
Weirdest movie at the time that I was like into films at it. Like that.
But this was back in the day where like Jared like
that was like a random ass HBO fucking middle of the night watch.
Sterling made me watch it.
I apologize for my dog.
We went purchased a sack from someone. This was back when it still came with seeds in it, and picked it out. Done the damn thing. Put the movie in, and I was like, this movie is making me feel high.
Yeah, it does. Right.
What a weird movie. I watched them around the same time, and it's his fault. I watched that and Trainspotting. Ass to ass,
Yeah.
At the same time, those movies are it's almost like they're made by the same person. They're weird as fuck. Guys, we should go back sometime and watch Requiem for a Dream and then the sequel, because they made a sequel a while back.
Well, they did.
Actually, yeah, they did. That was Trainspotting?
Yeah.
Oh, see how much there's, I don't even know.
Doesn't Trainspotting have that scene where the dude's in the back of the car?
See, was Trainspotting like Juice by? Was that in that?
Song? You know the song. It's like, it's such a perfect day. I'm glad I spent it with you. Like he's fucking in that shit, and they fucking throw him out in front of a hospital. Is that fucking Trainspotting?
I
don't remember.
So long. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like watching it for the first time.
I just remember it's just one of those scenes, like, how there's different scenes where they'll put a song to it and it's just so eerie, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, she wore blue velvet.
Mm-hmm.
Have y'all seen Blue Velvet?
No.
I tried to watch it.
You tried? You should have finished it, man.
You hooked me up with it years ago.
It's a David Lynch film.
Sometimes it just don't.
Hello, I'm David Lynch. I'm gonna make you watch it.
I'm being a strange fucking person. I don't know, man.
That movie is so fucking weird. Listen, if you hate the movie,
that song cut on, I was like, I can't do it.
You didn't watch it all?
No. What really happened?
Who's that motherfucker that played fucking King Koopa? What's his name? He died. Dennis Hopper.
I'm pretty sure I got to the scene where he was fucking sniffing that shit and being
Dennis
weird.
Hopper is so good in this movie, dude. Listen, he picks an ear up that was cut off of somebody, and he's like yelling in it, "Hello!" Like, it really, dude. It's fucking out there, man.
It's a strange film.
My uncle told me about that movie. He was like, "We used to get stoned and watch Blue Velvet," and I was like, "Huh, Blue Velvet?" So I downloaded it, and it's got the guy from Dune and that other shit that he did, that TV show, Twin Peaks. You talk about the main guy?
Yeah.
Dude with the black hair. So he's the main character, dude. It's like, what's crazy? Here's what's crazy about this movie. Dennis Hopper in this movie, he's like huffing this shit. I don't know what it is, but he's huffing it. He really huffed it on the set.
The fuck?
He told the director, he's like, the only way I can do this for real is if I huff that shit for real. So they brought it in, and he was like huffing it. It might be like laughing. I don't even know what it is. It's like something, you huff it, it fucks you up. But he's like, baby wants to fuck. Do you remember that, Travis? It gets weird, dude. And there's this scene dude, in that we gotta watch this movie, man. We got to. Travis, you gotta watch it. You gotta watch it all, man.
Are we gonna watch it after Dallas Buyers Club?
I think we need to, man. We need to watch Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
I'll tell you this. I didn't watch like the last 20, 30 minutes. I didn't, because it's the same thing. When you're watching it, you're like, I'm not fucked up enough to watch this.
And then we need to turn around and watch Dune and wonder how the fuck.
Watch it. I haven't seen it. Did y'all know that? I haven't seen Dune.
How the fuck these two movies got made by the same motherfucker.
Did David Lynch make Dune?
Yeah. We should.
Yeah.
Who thought that was a good idea?
After we do Dallas Buyers Club, do y'all just want to do a David Lynch?
Are we gonna watch Mulholland Drive?
I mean, whatever.
Do y'all know about Mulholland Drive?
No.
Dude, do y'all remember that motherfucker that killed his wife? That actor, that little short actor that killed his wife. I can't remember his name. Something. He shot his wife. Anyway, look, he's in this movie. All right, check this out. In Mulholland Drive, he walks up. What's that guy's name? I don't even know his name. He walks up to him, the main character, and he goes, he's a vampire, right?
Mm.
And he's like, he's trying to convince this dude he's a vampire. And this dude's like, get the fuck out of here. You're not a vampire. And he's like, here's a phone. Why don't you call your house? Call your house phone. And he calls his home phone. He's like, all right, the dude in front of him, something.
That was in Lost Highway.
Was it Lost Highway?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah. And the guy.
He's like, give the fucking phone back to me.
Yeah.
Okay, it's not Mulholland Drive. Mulholland Drive is the one with the little cowboy dude, right?
I have never seen that one.
Let's go down the David Lynch. Let's do it. I want to do it because I haven't watched all of them.
All right.
Was it? It was Lost Highway.
Yeah.
Robert Blake. That's his name. That dude killed his wife, shot her, and then tried to act like it wasn't me. And he's like, motherfucker, you got a gun. Like, it's the gun that killed her. And he's like, wasn't me. He's like, I was in those David Lynch movies. He's like, call your home phone, you know?
So he did, all right, Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Dune, Blue Velvet, Wild at Heart. Then he did Twin Peaks. And then he did
It's Crazy Clown Time.
He did after
he all had a good time.
He did Lost Highway.
Travis hated a Tarantino flick.
Mulholland Drive. And then
I couldn't remember the name of it.
Inland Empire. I don't know what that is.
He's got some. There's a lot of movies that he did that I don't watch. But we got to watch like the classics. We got to watch Blue Velvet. I'll pick Blue Velvet. We got to watch Blue Velvet. That shit is a fucking trip, dude.
Right.
And it's like one of the ones like he did that. I don't even. Can you see on there? Was that before Twin Peaks?
Mulholland Drive.
Blue Velvet.
Yeah.
Twin Peaks.
Was Blue Velvet like one of the first ones?
Yeah, he did. He did Eraserhead, Elephant Man, Dune, and Blue Velvet. All back to back.
Dude, Blue
I haven't bothered with the newer Twin Peaks that's come out.
I didn't watch it.
I want to say I tried to start the movie, I guess,
or the original.
Yeah, and
couldn't do it.
I just don't remember ever finishing it.
Well, it's like when you're watching his shit, you're just like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Blue Velvet's weird.
You watch like it's almost for me like David Lynch he's a good director, but when people watch it and you want to just be like, hey, here's David Cronenberg, something better.
Have y'all seen Catch-22?
And you hand him like Naked Lunch or some shit, you know? It's like you want to see weird, like fucking watch this.
Have y'all seen Catch-22?
No.
You seen it, Travis?
Mm-mm.
I would like to recommend after, because we need content. If anything comes up, something comes up, but I want to throw these two movies out there, okay?
Right.
After we go on our David Lynch fucking excursion, I want to throw out Slaughterhouse-Five, which is based on a book. Are y'all familiar with it? I don't want to do the sequel or the prequel. I want to do the original Slaughterhouse-Five from like the 70s, I think.
Right.
And Catch-22. Catch-22 is a trip, dude. And then this is gonna make sense 8 months from now when you watch it. What makes this major so major? Okay. Why is this major so major? Because there's this guy, right? He's a major in the army, but his name is Major. So when they address him, they say Major. Okay.
Right.
Whenever Catch-22 went off, I was like, I don't know what just happened.
It's kind of like watching.
But it's one of those movies you need to watch.
Right.
It's a movie. Have you guys ever heard about it, right?
Yeah, I have. It's based
it's one of those movies.
Okay.
But let's after. So we're gonna watch. We need to watch Aquaman because I'm overdue. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It doesn't have to be thrown into the mix. I know we've already brought up a lot of stuff to get into, but I would kind of like to start watching some like action, like some kung fu movies or martial arts of any kind. Like just some.
Let's do the story of Ricky.
Just some good old beat 'em ups. Like I'm down for over the top to serious,
wait a minute,
to mystical, like all that shit.
If we're gonna start our kung fu action thing,
I would love to tackle Bruce Lee's filmography.
What about Rumble in the Bronx?
Oh,
so fucking. Well, I mean, I want to like hit
you
up.
You want to go down?
Like,
you want to hit up them all? My favorite.
Jackie Chan, Jet Li, Tony Jaa.
Rumble in the Bronx is my favorite Jackie Chan movie.
Have y'all seen The Protector?
No. Is that Jet Li?
Have you, Griffin?
No, I don't think so.
Is it Jet Li?
No, it's Tony Jaa.
I don't like Jet Li.
It is one of the best goddamn.
Jet Li made a movie with DMX. I don't like it.
Look, there's Rumble in the Bronx. There's Rumble in the Bronx from my all-time favorite fight movies. There's Rumble in the Bronx, and then there's The Protector. The Protector is fucking insane. It's so ridiculous. You're going to just sit back and enjoy what the fuck you're watching because the level of stunts in this movie is fucking awesome. And the fight choreography is insane.
Here's what we should do as podcast commissioner. I want to take a vote, and my vote matters because I'm podcast commissioner, right?
Let's do the randomizer.
I got the password. Now let's do this. We're going to watch Aquaman next week because I want to see it. Have you guys seen it?
No.
This movie made a ton of fucking money. What's funny is Trent, I don't even know if he's listening right now. I don't think he is because he's not coming. I can't see it, but he was like, they need to it would be badass if Aquaman roll up to that and then fucking the Avengers. And I said, dude, that's DC. And he was like, oh yeah. All right. He was like, dude, fucking Aquaman. It was badass. And it made a ton of fucking money. We need to watch Aquaman. Okay.
I'm excited, man.
And then let's go down. Let's do David Lynch. Let's get it out of the way. It's going to get weird for a couple of weeks. It's weird, dude. It's like an acid trip for a month. If you ever had a month-long acid trip, it's what's going to be.
Let's roll.
And
doubles,
then let's hit that kung fu.
Let's roll doubles. Let's fucking just
two movies at once.
I think we can do it. If we can watch True Detective and another movie, we can easily watch two fucking movies.
Are we gonna do two David Lynch movies?
I mean, no, I'm saying pair of Lynch movies.
Like David Lynch kung fu.
That way we still do it. We do Aquaman next week and let that, since that's a big
needs to be its own episode.
Yeah, so we'll do Aquaman, and then after
you two are gonna talk about fucking comic books for 8 hours.
We can pair a David Lynch film with just whatever we can pair Dallas Buyers Club with Blue Velvet.
Oh my god!
and then we do The Protector and whatever, Dune or whatever other movie y'all want to do.
Y'all ain't ready for Blue Velvet. Are you gonna watch it? Or are you gonna pretend like you did?
I'll watch it.
Watch it all, dude.
Knowing that that we're gonna talk about it, that there's a purpose for watching it, I'll watch it. Absolutely.
It's worth watching one time.
Yeah,
it's a weird fucking movie, dude. It makes you feel high. Griffin, you're gonna be so fucked up, dude.
I can't.
I mean, are you guys cool with that? I mean, does that sound like a good idea? Like,
yeah,
are you
I'm cool with it.
Well, we usually talk for a couple of hours, and it's like you can pretty much cover a movie in an hour. Like,
well, I think that we're gonna get a lot of stuff off of the David Lynch films, and I think that the Kung Fu movies is gonna be more
short and sweet.
Well, it's gonna
that
be
will
like
be
more
short. There's not much you can
spectacle.
say about that.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about the absurd plot. We can talk about our favorite stunts, but it's not like David Lynch is going to be a fucking
A
dive
mind fuck.
into the
Yeah,
psychology of man. You know,
I just feel like I feel like having a good deep movie leveled with one of like just something that's more spectacle based.
yeah, I'm cool with it. I'm ready for it.
Can we watch the story?
Because absolutely, as good as
Mm.
I want to watch that. That's
Dude, listen, it's available, and not only is it available, it's available in Blu-ray rip.
Oh shit!
Like
the version that I watched.
Have you ever watched this?
Tape.
Have you ever watched this, Griffin?
No.
This is the most. This is the most far out fucking.
This motherfucker pops somebody's head with his hands.
Here's like what it is
he pops their head.
Dude's in this prison.
How do you remember the plot?
The only way to get out of this prison is he's got to take out all of the guards. Each guard runs a cell block, and each guard has their own little shtick.
It's the story of Ricky, dude.
One's a fucking sword wielder. One's a fucking big fucker. One's this other. You know what I mean? They all have
each
their
boss gets harder.
He's got to fight them. Yeah, and it's very simple. That's what the movie is. He just fights all of them.
Damn, I'm down.
But at the same time, dude, it's over the top.
Absolutely. It's very gory.
That's cool.
You've never seen a movie. You remember Kung Fu Hustle? How over the top it was? It's like I know for a fact that shit was they were like, we got to do like the story of Ricky, but a comedy.
Yeah, they're
over the top.
They're making.
I saw they were making another one.
I'm ready for it.
With the same guy?
Yeah,
he's not even Asian.
Well, he wrote and directed all those movies.
He wrote it.
Shaolin Soccer. There's a bunch of them that he made. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I want to throw the Raid in.
Y'all want to hear something? Yeah, we gotta watch the Raid.
Right. Dude, I want to watch the sequel to the Raid as well. It's just as fucking good.
Have y'all seen? Go ahead.
I think the Raid and the Raid 2 is its own episode because it you know what I mean. Like the Raid 2 is kind of like The Departed. And the first Raid is just a fucking straight up ass kicking.
Going fast.
Well, trivia time. But
I've never watched the Raid.
The plot of the Raid. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now, Adam. The Raid is pretty much
Judge Dredd, and they were like, "It's the Raid."
Yes,
Dredd. So watch the Raid. The subtitle, right?
Yeah, Dredd and the Raid. They're the same plot. They're a guy having to fight his way up a building, but the fight scenes in the Raid are so goddamn good.
Yeah, they're really good, man.
I'm breaking out the notebook.
I got it. I bought the double pack.
So you have them, but you haven't watched them?
No, I've got them. I've watched.
Oh man, that's badass, dude. You said you got it on Blue?
Yeah, I got the first and second Raid movies on Blu-ray.
You got that Blu-ray now, ain't you?
Oh,
yeah, that's good, ain't it?
I have to like something since I clearly don't like the Hateful Eight.
Why you gotta keep bringing that up, dude? Reminding me of old shit that's already passed.
That wound will never heal, Adam. You ripped the scab.
Dude, if I live longer than you, I will I'm giving the speech at your funeral. I'm gonna deliver the eulogy, and I will talk. I will say, even though he didn't like the Hateful Eight,
you bet. Listen, no, right now it's on fucking tape. You better fucking do that. Listen. I don't care how many weird ass looks they fucking give you. You better fucking say
talk about how you didn't like the Hateful Eight.
You better do it. You better be like,
say he didn't like the Hateful Eight, but we still love him. You know,
like we love the movies.
And when he gets to heaven, and he comes up to the gates of St. Peter's, like, let me get my notebook out and look in here. Oh, you didn't like the Hateful Eight? Get the fuck out of here, you know?
You go to limbo, bitch.
Like, yeah, you go to where all the other people go. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do David Lynch.
You go back, live your life again, and you fucking like that movie.
Yeah, you got to relive it. We're gonna do David Lynch, and we're gonna mix in some kung fu with it, right?
Right.
And to be honest, like Griffin said, there's not much to The Protector other than its stunts. But when I tell you guys that from start to finish, it's just that it is like it's ridiculous the level of shit that he does. Like this motherfucker is physically ridiculous.
Yeah. What's weird is I don't know what I was watching, but I was like, I'd like to go back and watch some old Jackie Chan movie. Like I had the same itch to watch. Dude. It's weird. I don't know why. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I love Rumble in the Bronx.
That movie that was one of my favorite movies as a kid.
I watched that movie in 1997, which was a year after it came out, and I loved it. Do y'all remember the Game Genie? What did he have? Sega set. What was that thing? Remember the little kid in the wheelchair, the little fucked up kid with the legs? He had that.
And he has
was
that
Sega
voice. His
he talked. What was that? What was his name in the movie? Because he kept saying it. Do y'all remember the scene where the side of the house was ripped off?
Yeah.
And the toilet was squirting water?
I always remember the damn fluorescent light bulb scene in the warehouse
when he was fighting the greasers.
Yeah.
I call them the fluorescent light gang. What was it? Well, they hit because they had all that weird neon shit.
Dude, I watched that movie so much as a kid. I could review that movie right now, having not even
have to watch it. No, I want to watch it.
I do too, man.
Dude, I actually watched it about a year ago, a Blu-ray rip of it, just because I want to see a higher quality. Because the last time I watched the movie was a VHS tape.
Yeah,
I want to say it was. I want to say it was like it was in the trailer reel for Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
And it was the Rumble in the Bronx trailer, and I remember just always being like, "I'm gonna look for that when we go rent this movie again."
What was that?
I rented that fucking movie as a kid so many times. It's absurd.
Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, dude.
The first one.
I watched that movie so
Mortal Kombat.
And then when it went off, I went straight to playing it. You know, like
yeah. The movie was better than the game. I'm sorry. I know.
No. Like it.
Well, it was. There was a plot.
It's weird. It's weird. Like with Mortal Kombat, it's so.
They did a really good job with that first one, though. I feel they did a good job.
I even enjoyed Annihilation, but I think that's more nostalgia.
The only thing that fucked me up is when Annihilation came out, rating was different. I didn't like it. I was like, "Where's the other motherfucker? Why is this dude different?"
I remember.
Wasn't that the guy from that movie where they chopped the heads off?
Yeah,
that was one of the first movies that that was one of the first sequels that I remember being young enough to be like, holy shit, they're making a part 2 to something.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, it's that time for me.
Sorry.
Ready for the sleep.
Are you gonna rate your fucking sleep?
Yeah.
Give it a star?
I hope.
What time you gotta get up?
6:30.
It's 11:24. You gotta get up 6:30.
Yeah.
You're a better man than I.
I mean, I do it for the pod.
Yeah, do it for the pod. I ain't gonna do it.
We'll
work on our list in the background, but it's set in stone. Next week we're doing fucking Aquaman. Finally, it's been like a year since it came out, right? Yeah,
we're doing Jason Momoa the film.
Do y'all know that he is in a relationship with Lenny Kravitz's ex-wife, the chick that was on the Cosby Show?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. He said he went and hung out with her because they got kids together. Lenny was there. He's like, Lenny Kravitz was cool. He was like putting his arm around me, and I was like, in my head, if I was hanging out with Lenny Kravitz, I'd just be like, hey, I just like, all right, let's go over here and do this, but I just gotta ask you one question. Are you gonna go my way?
Oh God.
He'd be like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, get the fuck out of here, dude.
Yeah.
Spot collar. All right, next week it's Aquaman. We're finally gonna see like You know, I heard this is the best representation of Aquaman like ever.
Yeah.
Because anytime you see Aquaman in a comic book, like no offense to anyone, he just looks gay, you know? So we're gonna see what's up.
I'm ready for it.
All right, guys. Any closing words? Final thoughts?
If you feel so inclined, watch From Russia with Love and give us your synopsis
Yeah,
after
good luck.
after it was over.
Yeah, tell me what I missed.
Watch
It's a half star from me. Gets a half star. Travis, did you rate? Did he rate it? What did you give it? A full star?
Oh yeah.
So it gets 2 stars.
Yeah.
I will say this: it's a 2-star movie, right?
Yeah.
Travis, right?
Yeah.
It's not a 3-star film. It's a 2-star film.
I'm glad it landed at 2 instead of
at least 2, telling 1.5 or something. All right, guys. Tune in next week. We're gonna dive down the fucking. We're gonna dive in the ocean, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Checks in the mail. Keep it real. Real estate. Get it? It's a play on words.